Welcome everyone to the first annual Sukas Productions Grotto Beasts Pro League, brought to you by Neglected Market and Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love casting spells. I'm your host, Sukas, joined here today with La Shmiki. How are you doing today, La Shmiki?
I'm doing great. I'm ready for this tournament. I'm sure it's going to be a great display of skill and knowledge from these players, and I can't wait to see it happen.
I completely agree, Shmiki. I think it's going to be an incredible show, especially with these guys being the first professional players to enter the Grotto Beast scene. It should be interesting to see how they do. But before we get into the action, we got to talk about this bracket.
Yeah, man, we got to talk about this bracket because we can see that it's full of incredible players with no room for mistakes. Just one bad play from any of these players could cause them the entire match.
I absolutely agree, because each of these players spent months training for this moment, and I don't think any of them are ready to give up just yet.
No doubt, man. These players are ready to give it their all in the first round. But let's get ready for the first match here between Chapachop and Travo.
Yeah, that match is going to be an incredible one. We got the chance to speak with them earlier, so let's see what they had to say.
Live from SP News, we got Travo. What's up, Travo?
Travo, what's up, man?
It's nice to meet you, man. So how did you feel going into the first match? Interesting response.
Honestly, I'll say this. I think I'm going to be perfectly fine in this match, man. I ain't going to lie. And if I lose... Nah, let me not say that. Alright, hey, look, man. But hey, I'm coming at anybody, man. I ain't going to lie. I'm aiming to win this. I don't care who comes in my way. They can get, So, yeah, I think that's how I feel coming into this match. I didn't want to come on Demon Time, but I had to come on Demon Time.
Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying at all. Yeah, real. So, describe your deck. How's it been working for you?
Well, recently I had some complications with my deck, but, hey, I think it'll be working pretty fine. Had to do some little tweaks and bumps there, but, hey, man, I think I should be pretty fine.
Okay. So, what made you enter the tournament?
Well, honestly, I heard about the event, through a guy named Rat, and I wanted to go check it out, be here and win and aim to just, destroy anybody that steps in my way.
Okay. So what you gonna do if you win?
If I win, I'm rubbing it in everybody's face. Everybody gonna get it. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay,
I win.
Okay.
And you know what? I'm gonna say one thing before I go. Hey, subscribe to that man Sukas' YouTube, y'all.
All right. Well, it was nice meeting you. Good luck out there. Let's keep it clean. Have fun.
I will, and I won't need no luck. And keeping it clean, I like to stay dangerous.
Sounds like Travo is ready for anything that comes his way.
It should be, especially since he's playing Pirouette Turbo Box.
Well, I don't know if I completely agree. You got to keep in mind that Pirouette was nerfed 3 days before this event, so I wouldn't be surprised if he has a hard time against Chapachop.
Well, speaking of Chapachop, let's see how he's doing right now.
Coming to you live from SP News again. Today we have
Chapachop.
Oh, okay, Chapachop. So how do you feel going into the first match?
I feel pretty good. Like every pro, I got my headphones on, ready to lock in.
Okay. Describe your deck and how it's been working for you right now.
Well, my deck is the Dredgelord deck, and lately I've been enjoying it because I'm usually a fast-paced person, so I enjoy it.
I see. That's really cool. So what made you want to join the tournament?
What made me want to join the tournament was my good friend Tristan,
Oh, yeah, I've met the guy. Yeah, he's real nice. Okay. So what are you going to do if you win?
Well, I'm going to pay off my bank account because I'm negative 114 on that.
Okay. Well, it was very nice meeting you. Thanks for coming on, yeah.
All right, appreciate it.
Well, it's safe to say Chapachop is focused on the event and not worried about anyone that steps in his way.
I mean, if I'm being completely honest, if I were playing Turbo Lord, I wouldn't be worried either, because it's fast and it deals insane amounts of damage in such a short period of time. He could honestly win every game in the second round if he wanted to.
Then again, Pirouette is just as fast, maybe even faster. I think we're looking at a very scary matchup to start off the tournament.
I agree. This is going to be a match between two titans, and I think they're ready to begin right now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to officially kick off the first ever Grotto Beasts Pro League. And here we go. Welcome to the 2023 Grotto Beasts Pro League, brought to you by Sukas Productions. We're about to get started here, and as you can hear, the crowd just can't get enough. And it looks like our first contestant is coming to the stage. Contestant is Travo, playing that pirouette turbo box. As you can hear, the crowd is absolutely going berserk. Let's talk about these players' stats. As I said, he plays that pirouette turbo box, and it looks like it utilizes the ability to summon more beasts to play more wishes, and it's just really, really powerful, and it can be overwhelming for his opponent. His opponent, Chapachop, playing that turbo lower deck. He's coming to the stage. We got to talk about Chapachop's player stats. He's playing that Turbo Lord. He's going to remove the cards from Dredgelord as fast as physically possible in order to attack as fast as he can, and it's just going to be overwhelming for the opponent, and he's going to leave no opportunity for his opponent to make a move. I think he'd be able to, get that Dredgelord out, by his third or fourth turn, but we've seen some footage of his practice. He's managed to get that Dredgelord ready to attack by his second turn, and that's just absolutely overpowering. We're shaking hands right now. This is quite the long handshake. I don't know. I don't know what that's about. It looks like our referee over there. He's getting ready. He has his referee cards. Those referee cards will be useful for us to, know what plays they've done right or wrong. Both players staring each other down, looking very tense. I think they're about to start shuffling. The thing is with Chapachop's Dredgelord deck, that little challenger he has, the Big Baker, will allow him to search his deck for 6 cards, and that will be his starting hand. So he can have a very, very consistent start every single turn, and it's just a very consistent deck, even with the fact that you have to remove 5 cards off of Dredgelord. The Big Baker is a big help, and he only has to score 13. Let's talk about Travo's challenger there. He is playing Pirouette, very strong. Anytime he summons a beast or a grotto, wishes that he wants to summon will cost 1 less. And at the end of the turn, if he scored 1 card, then he can grab a wish from his discard pile and put it back into his hand. This is very powerful. However, we did make a rule change where the opponent will still draw out of his summoning pool the amount that the wish costs. Regardless of how much the wish costs for Travo, his opponent will draw that full amount from his summoning pool. The winner of this match, rock, paper, scissors game, will decide who goes first and who goes second. So, looks like both players got a tie there, both getting scissors. So, they're going to try again. Chapachop, he's calculated. He knows exactly what card he wants. And Travo just kind of randomly shuffling and picking by random. They both got scissors again. Alright. You will choose who goes first or who goes second, Travo. And he's going to let Chapachop go first. Chapachop, he's going to waste no time and play that Starbit cluster using 2 other Starbit clusters to pay that summoning cost. So now he'll get to draw 6 cards rather than 4. Starbit cluster, very powerful card. And I wonder what he's going to do here next. As you can see, the summoning pool is empty for Travo, so there's not much that he can do. And he plays the clip that. The clip that costs 0, so he can play it regardless of if there's anything in the summoning pool or not. And it forces the opponent to put the top 3 cards of their deck into the summoning pool. So it gives Chapachop an opportunity to play more cards on his first turn than he usually would be able to. Looks like he's just shuffling through his deck right now. He's calculating his next move. It should be interesting to see what he plays here.
Dredge Lord for 4.
He's going to opt to play the Dredgelord on his first turn. And when summoned, he has to attach 5 cards from the top of his deck face down onto Dredgelord. And he won't be able to attack until there are no cards attached to Dredgelord. So it should be interesting to see how this plays out.
Song of Protection.
And he goes ahead and he plays that Song of Protection and passes. So with that Song of Protection, Dredgelord is now immune to anything, any card effects that Travo may activate during his turn. Travo, he draws his card.
Summon a Sunspring Field for 1.
And he summons that Sunspring Field. Sunspring Field just increases his maximum hand size by 1. So instead of his maximum hand size being 6, it goes to 7. And only costs 1. It's a really good Grotto, and remember that Grotto fuels that pirouette. So now wishes that he summons is going to cost 1 less.
The Dank Sewer for 1.
And he plays the Dank Sewer, also costs 1, but it says when an opponent scores a card, that player also discards the top of their deck, kind of milling them down, and it's just, kind of a nuisance. But now wishes that he plays are going to cost 2 less because he's played 2 Grottos so far.
Mosaic for 1.
Playing that Mosaic for 1. He's going to look at his summoning pool, grab a wish.
And it also says that I can look at my summoning pool, grab a wish, and I can put it back into my hand. I choose the EDL.
And he grabs that Eat It Up. Eat It Up is a very useful card. And I can see him eyeballing that Starbit cluster there. Mind you, if he plays that Starbit cluster, he doesn't have to put anything into his summoning pool. That is completely free for him. However, Chapachop will be able to draw cards from his summoning pool.
Book of Wonder for 2. But it's free for me.
Book of Wonder is just going to let him search his deck for a Wish or Grotto, and he'll get to put that into his hand. It's going to be very, very useful for Travo here. just being able to fish out anything that he needs in the moment. You can see a few cards that he's eyeballing.
Starbit cluster is what I choose.
And he opts to grab the Starbit cluster while also having a Starbit cluster in his hand. Now, if he doesn't have a clip that, then he won't be able to make any sort of plays here, and that could really be bad for him, because he does have a lot of cards in his hand, so there's a lot of missed potential if he has to discard those. See him looking through it. He does have a clip that. He has 2 clip that's in his hand, so it looks like he'd be able to make some serious plays this turn and start to fuel up for an attack. He's eyeballing that game wipe. However, game wipe will not affect Chapachop because of that Song of Protection.
And I'll turn.
He opts to pass to Chapachop, discarding cards from his hand. It looks like he's just making a note there that he does have Sunspring Field, so he's allowed to keep 7 cards in his hand. So Chapachop, he's drawing. He's looking through what he may play. I think he already has a play in mind.
Skeld's Factory for 3.
He plays that Skeld's Factory. Skeld's Factory is going to allow him to take a card off of Dredgelord once at the beginning of his turn. It looks like he's trying to decide here what to play.
Clip that.
And he plays the clip that.
Now I'm gonna use Frog Slap for 2.
He's gonna play that Frog Slap. Frog Slap will allow him to take 2 cards off of that Dredgelord. Or, if he wanted to, he could attach a card onto one of his beasts. But in this deck, it's very useful to be able to take those cards off of Dredgelord as fast as you can.
I pass.
And he passes. Doesn't play a Song of Protection. Very, very strange.
Grotto for 1.
He plays another Dank Sewer there. At the end of every turn, that pirouette counter resets. So now we're only counting that latest Dank Sewer that he played.
Got Porcelain for 2. AKA the toilet.
He's going to play that Porcelain. It allows him to draw 2 cards from his deck as long as Porcelain was summoned to his sideline. It's a very, very good card for getting rid of things that you may not need to play right now, and drawing 2 new cards that could help you.
Starbit cluster.
He's playing that Starbit cluster. It's only going to cost him 1, but Chapachop will be able to draw 3. And this is just a free, might as well be a free 4 cards for Travo. I think he's still trying to figure out what to put in there. He draws his 4. We can see that Pterodactyl is now in his hand.
Clip that.
going to play the clip that. Force Chapachop to put 3 cards into a summoning pool.
Pterodactyl for 1.
He places down that Pterodactyl for 1, but has a power of 2. However, Pterodactyl can't attack or defend alone, but you can power up that Pterodactyl quite a bit.
Another Starbit Cluster.
He's going to play that Starbit Cluster. It's going to be completely free now. And just, draw 4 cards.
Clip that.
And he's playing another clip that.
Eat it up for 1.
Plays the Eat It Up, which allows him to add 1 power to one of his beasts. And he also gets to draw a card with that Eat It Up.
Starbit Cluster for 3.
He plays another Starbit Cluster to draw another 4 cards for free. Chapachop summoning pool is empty, but he does have that other clip that.
Clip that.
He plays the 3rd clip that I believe that is all the clip that's in Travo's deck. So within 1 turn, he plays 3 clip that's, and that's going to be very, very detrimental to his setup. Let's see what he does next.
+2.
He's going to play the +2 onto Mosaic. He gets to choose a beast and it gains 2 more power.
+2.
And he does another +2. So now Mosaic is getting another 4 power on top of the 2 that it already has, bringing him up to 6 power. And it looks like he's gearing up to attack.
I attack for 6.
I defend for 2.
He's attacking for 6, and Chapachop will defend for 2.
And then also I get a free wish to return back to my hand.
And Travo scores that 4 cards. He's mentioning Pirouette's ability. And mind you, when he does grab a wish from his discard pile, that automatically ends his turn. So he forfeits his 2nd action phase. Let's see what he grabs. He opts to grab a Starbit Cluster. I wonder if it's because he has any emergency rescues where he can grab those clip that's and those +2s and the other Starbit Clusters that he played. As you can see now, it is Chapachop's turn. He's going to take 1 off of Dredgelord because of Skeld's Factory. And it looks like misplay to go to the discard. He does get a misplay for failing to discard the cards from his hand before his turn ended. Truly unfortunate. Chapachop is now going to begin his turn.
Frog slap for 2.
He's going to play that Frog Slap. Remove the final card off of Dredgelord. He's going to move that Dredgelord up. And I think we could be getting ready to see a big play here. You can see him putting down those +2s. I think he's going to fuel up Dredgelord and attack. He's organizing his cards, seeing what he's going to play, what he's going to put into his summoning pool.
Book of Wonder for 2.
He's going to play that Book of Wonder for 2. That will allow him to search his deck for any Wish or Grotto that he wants. And it looks like he's going to look for a wish.
JBA.
He grabs the JBA. That's going to be a very big card. It has a cost of 6. And it looks like Travo is doing something.
Misplay. He's not playing it. He just put it in his hand.
He's getting another misplay for assuming that Chapachop was playing that JBA instantly. That JBA is going to allow Chapachop to double whatever his beast's power is. It is important to note that the order of operations does matter. So the order in which he plays the cards will affect how JBA works. If you were to play JBA right now, Dredgelord would go up to 16, and then those +2s wouldn't do much.
+2 on Dredgelord.
However, he does play the +2. +2 will bring it to 10, and if you were to play the JBA now, it would go up to 20.
+2, that's 12.
He's playing another +2. Uh-oh. Travo's summoning pool is completely empty. He's going to play the clip that, so Travo will now have to shuffle his discard pile back into his deck. So then he can put 3 cards into his summoning pool.
Another +2.
He plays the third +2, bringing it up to 14.
And JBA for 6.
And he plays that JBA for 6. Now his Dredgelord is at a total of 28 power. This could be a huge play right now. This could end the game right now.
I'm gonna attack. 30.
And he's attacking for 30, and he wins the first game.
Game 1 goes to Chapachop.
Oh my goodness.
Score is currently 1-0.
That Pterodactyl could not defend because it can't attack or defend alone, allowing Chapachop to hit for that 30 and score 30 cards. He only needs to score 13. So that is a very, very what an incredible play. And that was on his 3rd turn, mind you. This is just the beginning of Dredgelord's rampage. And it looks like Chapachop has already grabbed his hand thanks to the Big Baker. And is just now shuffling his deck. Travo shuffling his deck. And it looks like he's ready to ask if he wants to cut or tap. I believe both players choose to tap. Now Travo will draw his 6 cards that he will use. Chapachop is ready to play rock, paper, scissors. See who has the power to choose who goes first and who goes second. Both players, they get a tie there, both choosing rock. And they get another tie. Both players picking paper. And we see a 3rd tie. Both players pick paper again. And now we see Chapachop will get
Chapachop will decide who goes first and who goes second.
You can go first.
Chapachop is allowing Travo to go first. Let's see what Travo does here.
Pterodactyl for 1.
Plays that Pterodactyl. And he has the opportunity to play more cards.
My turn.
And he passes. He knows that Dredgelord, really shines when the opponent goes
Starbit
first
cluster for 3.
and plays more cards. He plays that Starbit cluster once again, using all 3 Starbit clusters in one go, so then he can draw 6 cards. This will really help fuel him And so let's see what he plays next. He's eyeing that Dredgelord. I think he may go for that Dredgelord once again.
Clip that.
He plays the clip that, and we saw he had another in his hand. He could potentially get both Dredgelord and Skeld's Factory out on his first turn, which would be major for him. Looks like he's deciding what he's going to do now.
Skeld's Factory for 3.
He decides to play that Skeld's Factory first. I don't believe he has a Song of Protection in order to play that Dredgelord. He's playing very cautious.
Alright, your turn.
And he passes to Travo. So Travo will now draw. And he begins his turn. He has a fair bit of cards to work with here, and that Pterodactyl is already out.
Porcelain for 2.
Plays that Porcelain for 2, which will allow him to draw 2 cards from his deck. And his Pterodactyl shouldn't have Summoning Sadness anymore, so he could begin fueling that Pterodactyl up for a large attack on his second turn, which would be absolutely insane. Alright, he goes ahead and he draws those 2 cards. Let's see what he can do here.
Starbit Cluster for 3.
He decides to play that Starbit Cluster, so then he can draw 4 cards. He summoned Porcelain this turn, so it'll only cost him 2. I find it kind of strange that he didn't play any other beasts or grottos before playing that Starbit Cluster, in order to practically play that Starbit Cluster for free.
Clip that.
He decides to play that Clip that there, making Chapachop put 3 cards into his summoning pool.
Another Starbit Cluster for 3.
He plays another Starbit Cluster. It's going to cost him 2 more cards. Still not sure why he hasn't played that other Pterodactyl or that other Porcelain in his hand. But nonetheless, he draws his 4 cards. He's really aiming to do something big here. Hopefully he has another Clip that, or else he could be in big trouble. And he does, and he will play that Clip that, putting another 3 cards into Chapachop's summoning pool. He needs to start playing cards.
Book of Wonder for 2.
He opts to play the Book of Wonder. It's only going to cost him 1. If I were Travo in this position, I would have started, summoning more beasts, so then I could play Wishes for free, and just start, fueling up that Pterodactyl so I could make a really big attack and potentially win on the second turn.
Choose the JBA.
He grabs that JBA, which, remember, when he chooses a beast in play, that beast's power doubles until the end of the turn. He must have something in mind here. Chapachop only has 1 other card in his summoning pool. I'm surprised he didn't opt for a Clip that, but he must have some sort of play in mind here.
Eat it up for one.
Plays Eat It Up to that Pterodactyl. So Pterodactyl's power will go up to 3, and he gets to draw 1 extra card. And it looks like he's kind of out of luck here.
I'll attack for 3.
Alright, I'll defend for 2.
Misplay. Pterodactyl cannot attack alone.
He gets the misplay, trying to attack with Pterodactyl by itself. Pterodactyl, if you
And
remember,
I'll attack for 4.
can only attack with other beasts or challengers. So instead he attacks for 4. He will score 2. And both players will draw 1 for defeating each other's challengers. But Travo will have to discard some cards from his hand. Still surprised he didn't push for big play this turn. Seems to be a major error on his part. We'll just have to see how this affects him in the long run. And he's opting to grab the clip that from his discard pile. And it looks like he knows what cards he's gonna throw into the trash. Wow, a big chunk of cards going into the discard pile. It is now Chapachop's turn. Travo, he doesn't have to be too worried, as Chapachop did not summon that Dredgelord his last turn, so there's no way he could be able to attack this turn, even if he managed to get all 5 cards removed from Dredgelord. But we already know what's coming.
Dredgelord for 4.
Plays that Dredgelord for 4. He's going to attach 5 cards from the top of his deck face down onto him. And he's going to take 1 from that Skeld's factory there. Looks like he has another play in mind. He's really thinking hard about what he's going to do next.
Book of Wonder for 2.
He plays the Book of Wonder for 2. He's going to search his deck for any wish or grotto. We're going to see what wish he decides to get.
I'm getting Frog Slap.
He grabs that Frog Slap, which is going to allow him to take 2 cards off of Dredgelord if he plays it this turn. As we can see into his hand, he has the Song of Protection. He has 2 Frog Slaps. So I wonder what kind of play he has cooking up. With 4 cards attached to Dredgelord, 2 Frog Slaps is enough to take all the cards off of him.
Tactical Rocket Launcher for 3.
Strangely enough, he opts to play the Tactical Rocket Launcher, which allows him to choose a beast on an opponent's team and discard it. He chooses that Tactical Rocket Launcher. I believe he thinks that Pterodactyl is a threat. Plays a clip that.
Frog Slap for 2.
He plays the Frog Slap. He's going to take 2 cards off of Dredgelord. He's thinking about what his next move is going to be. Travo talking to the referee, asking him something. Looks like Chapachop, he knows what he's going to do here next. He plays another frog slap for 2. He's going to be able to remove those last cards off of Dredgelord. And so now Dredgelord is fully primed and ready to attack by his next turn. He has that Song of Protection there.
Song of Protection on Dredgelord, and it's your turn.
And he does play the Song of Protection, which will make sure that Dredgelord is safe from any effects from cards that Travo plays during his turn. It is Travo's turn now. And let's see how he recovers from that tactical rocket launcher. He plays a Pterodactyl for 1. Just throw another one out there. However, it does have Summoning Sadness. So he won't be able to attack this turn. I think that tactical rocket launcher was just so he could buy some time. As you can see, he has a lot of cards to work with. Plenty of draw power and plenty of cards that will allow him to dish out massive amounts of damage. Strangely, his team and his sideline seem to be very bare. Not a lot of cards there, which is very, very shocking for a pirouette deck, in my opinion.
Okay, 2. Reckless off-roading.
He's going to play that Reckless Off-Roading to get rid of Chapachop's Skeld's Factory. However, I believe the damage is already done. All the cards are removed off of Dredgelord, so there's no real point in doing that. Reckless Off-Roading allows him to choose a Grotto and discard it. And honestly, such a strange play. Something that he probably should have played a lot earlier. Because we did see that Reckless Off-Roading in his hand earlier. We could see he has a few things in mind here. Emergency Rescue, that clip that. We could see he has Up in the Air and Game Wipe, which would be very interesting to see. However, unfortunately, I don't believe it'll work too well, considering Dredgelord does have that Song of Protection on it. And he passes his turn and discards a bunch of cards from his hand. Chapachop moves that Dredgelord forward, and it looks like he's ready to attack.
I use JBA for 6.
He plays that JBA for 6.
16.
Gets Dredgelord up to 16. This is looking very bad.
Song of Protection on Dredgelord, and now I'm attacking for 18.
He attacks for 18. Travo can unfortunately
Chapachop
only
wins
defend for
2-0.
And just like that, Chapachop will proceed into the semifinals.